you ever stopped to wonder where a certain belief comes from? Have you stopped to actually be aware of what your beliefs are, your thoughts running through your mind? A thought returned to consistently becomes a belief. But whether it's true or not, if there's evidence to support it or not, is not for the brain to decide. It just follows your direction. If you return to it, return to it, return to it, and say, this is true, then your brain can only follow through and say, yes, this is true, and look for evidence to support your belief. But where did the belief come from in the first place? I don't mean that things don't happen to support a belief that something is scary or something is bad. But what I'm saying is, where did it come from in the first place? It's understood that the subconscious mind runs about 95% of our thoughts. And subconscious is under consciousness. Those are the thoughts that we are not necessarily aware of unless we bring attention and awareness to them. And yet they are how we make decisions. This is the filter through which we make our decisions, the filter that decides what post-education, post-school education we go for, what partner to choose for us, what career to go for. If you have a belief from childhood that you are not good enough or that you're not smart enough, then this will affect you through your entire life as far as your career goals and more. But where did that belief come from in the first place? Often our beliefs are set from childhood, from the ages between being born and about 10, 12 years old, somewhere in there. And the beliefs, our identity is created from what we hear from our caregivers, what we hear from people who love us or are important to us in our safety and our growth. So parents, grandparents, teachers, and even a close friend or a partner. But it's still worth asking if those comments, those thoughts, those beliefs are true. Or maybe they were true at the time. Maybe you were a kid that had trouble focusing and you were always getting the comment from caregivers that, you know, you're too scattered, you can't focus. But maybe now as an adult, you have found the tools to bring your focus in and be able to accomplish tasks and do things. And so hearing that belief now does not actually fit your current experience. And so telling yourself over and over, whether you're aware of it or not, that this is the case, still sets the tone for your life experience. So how do we become aware of them? Well, you can meditate or just be still and see what comments pop up. I would recommend having a journal or a notebook and just writing everything you hear. Every comment that comes, even if it's, this is stupid, this is a dumb exercise to do, I don't understand why we're doing this. You could write all of those. Eventually, something, a little gem, a little seed will pop up that you can explore further. Another way that I find useful is thinking positive thoughts or reading or saying a positive thought to yourself, and then listening to see what the chatter is in response to saying that positive thing. So in the example of the child who had trouble focusing and now is an adult who is excelling and has no problems, but still believing that they have trouble focusing. If they read a phrase which was, I am clear with my goals and I know the steps to follow to reach them. If that person read that phrase, their limiting beliefs, their little chatter may pop it up and say, no, you're not. That's stupid. This doesn't make sense. You can't focus. And that is where they're exposed. So two ways, just journaling and writing down every thought that comes up and seeing if there's a pattern, seeing if there's a repetitive thought or mood, or reading a positive phrase and seeing again, listening and seeing what chatter pops up there. These are two good ways. There are more, but these are two good ways to start to bring awareness to what the thoughts are, what the patterns might be when they show up, and start to question whether they are still relevant or ever were. This makes a difference on your life experience, and it is worth exploring.